All right. We are back. Hanging out at the J-Fun golf portion.
Yeah, the guys get to have some fun, lose some golf balls.
Our man is here.
He is.
Tom Coughlin.
Just an awesome endeavor this is.
The Tom Coughlin J-Fun.
We love visiting it a couple, 3 times.
I said this earlier. Me and Pross were talking about the event last night, Coach. And, you said it. You've told us this is 28th year, so we've done a lot of them. Yeah, and I don't know how you do it, but I thought last night's was the best ever.
Said you outdid yourself.
Yeah.
Well,
he did.
There are a lot of people that outdid themselves.
Yeah.
I'm just a small part of that.
You've given some great speeches. I've seen some on tape, and I've been able to see some, and I never thought you were better. You touch people. And it showed, obviously, in the unbelievable generous giving
oh my goodness.
by the people who come to this thing
How
every
about
year.
the spontaneity of Fred Taylor?
Yeah,
we talked about that.
And Fred will always slip by me and he'll go, Coach, you got a great speech ready? And I said, I don't know about that. But I said, if you give it, it'll be a lot better than the one that I'm going to do. He gets up there and totally spontaneously.
Yeah, it was so good,
He
dude.
gives – He happens to win the trip to Hawaii.
Yeah.
He gives it back to the J-Fund.
Yeah.
Then he stands up and then presents the whole thing in addition to saying, we're going to start the bidding at $20,000.
Then he puts a lead on Baselli, which we love that.
Then he goes.
We love that part. Before you know it, Tony's hosting.
Yeah. Right. And Angie's gonna work it all out. But it's absolutely the best.
And we are blessed to know Freddie since before Florida.
And you've
Florida
known him
days.
for a long time,
and
too.
You saw him at his workout. We've told that story a million times, but just he's such an outstanding human being, and he was so eloquent last night in the way he talked.
Let me tell you something.
He said,
That young man has grown
unbelievable
leaps.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because and I really didn't realize how far he's come as a young man.
Right.
That story that I always tell about being in Indianapolis. He's out there speaking. He's speaking to the rookie running backs, and I mean, I was, he tells me he loves me.
Yeah.
And
he
tells me, but Coach, he said, you were trying to kill me. and you know what it is? You got to remember, in those days, we had New Orleans over. And it was all
He said, Pross, he goes, Coach calls me and says, you ready to be a Jaguar? Of course I am. I was there for 6 days. Worst 6 days of my life.
I was at when Tom. I was at his pro day workout.
Oh, gosh.
When he pulled that shirt off and ran that 40, my man's eyes were like a cartoon character. Real man, that was impressive.
Well,
wasn't it?
first of all, you on the main field.
Yeah.
Okay, which is the greatest. I mean. People should fly in to run on that stadium field. That grass over there is unbelievable. So, when people do that, it's all great. This is out back.
Yes,
on
we're
a
in practice field. That's correct.
With every other part of the grass is different, and it's all dug up. And so now he's going to run his 40 out there. And I always tell him, my watch was 4:41 or something like that. He goes, no, Coach, it was 4:39. Just like he tells me, I would tell the story about the run against Miami, and I always say 89. No, Coach.
I don't want to take anything
away.
It
is 90.
I don't want to take anything away from any personal growth Fred would have happened if he never played football. But for all the things that people talk about football and the negative, what football did for Fred Taylor, the avenue it provided for him, the growth as a person and as a man, and we love him. And like Hick said, we've been talking to him since he was 17 years old, going to Florida, running smack at Peyton Manning.
mean,
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
They know they can't beat us. He told us.
Yeah.
They know they can't beat us.
What a
good
dude.
But he's got a great family, and he's got his finger on those kids as they're growing up.
Yeah.
And he's teaching them.
Yeah.
And I mean, he just.
I want you. You talked last night about your relationship with Coach Boeheim.
Yeah,
and I
how about
learned.
that
I mean,
story?
Yeah.
we didn't know that one. We know some
a
things
lot of
about
them.
Tom Coughlin, but he played high school basketball against Jim Boeheim, who was a legend from Central New York, where you grew up, and obviously was a great basketball player. Went to Syracuse and played before becoming the coach.
But he reminds me, he walks up to me and he says, "You know what the score of that game was?" He's going to stick it there. But listen, here's the deal with that. So his team, now that's a good team.
Okay.
He had a coach by the name of Dick Blackwell.
Uh-huh.
They were practicing all summer.
Yeah,
they were good.
Yeah.
They were really good, and they were the best. In the
you were a football guy playing hoops.
No, I was a good basketball
You were?
player.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Right.
you know how it goes as a youngster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
First, you're a damn good little league player, right?
Yeah.
I led the 609 batting average, all that stuff. Which probably a lot of foul balls. Next thing, you're pretty damn good at basketball. Where I'm from, you better have a winter sport because it's all the time winter.
Yes. You're
so
right.
basketball was
okay.
And we were good.
Mm-hmm.
We started playing basketball in my little town. We're that high.
Okay.
The guy that ran the
and you played 3 sports back then. Athletes, kids, they
Yeah.
don't get that
We had
opportunity.
to.
Yeah.
You had to.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? The coaches weren't. In those days, it wasn't one sport.
Right.
It was. Well, my basketball coach was also my baseball coach.
Okay.
So I was playing baseball too, and but Boeheim would remind me, that we, and then I would come back to Jim and I'd say, Jim, you beat us that year, but then we won 3 straight sectionals, and your great Lions teams never won one because they went double A. They went double A when it came tournament time.
Okay.
And we were an A school.
Now listen, this is a few decades ago.
A few. Yeah.
And
This
it's the beauty of sport though that it's ingrained.
Transcends.
And you got it all up there still,
Oh, yeah.
and how much they meant to you, like
60 years.
those high school memories that you have. This is a man who's won Super Bowls,
right?
And yet he remembers these, like.
Oh, God.
And I bet when you go home and if you run into one of your teammates, you guys kick it around.
Talk to a major leaguer about Little League Baseball.
Yeah.
Talk to him,
Yeah.
right?
It's always
That's
that way.
fantastic.
That's how the love started for all of us involved in the industry.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but we lost one game my junior and senior year in high school, and that one game was to Lions, and it was 25-20. I'm running a swing, a flare pass. The quarterback just looks out and throws it without seeing that they pick it off, run in the end zone. They beat us 25-20. That's the only game we lost in high school.
Still haven't talked to that quarterback since, have you?
They buried him a few years ago, unfortunately. Yeah.
We ask you this question every year. So I assume we'll ask it again next year, and this thing will have been grown to even another level. I know you're blown away from where this started
Well,
to what it is.
hey, I'm even more humble about it as I see it unfold because, first of all, the energy in the room created by Brian and Dan is unbelievable. And I sit there sometimes and, I don't like it. It's so loud. I can't hear a word you're saying up there. It's amazing. But then people will calm down and let the program go on. But that last night, the way, first of all, just the way, and I get a little nervous when you start that. Well, if you give 10,000, and I'm sitting there going, oh, geez, I hope they don't get up and walk out.
Try spending 3 hours a morning with them.
And then our good friend Barb Wingler in the back yells out, I'll give 10,000.
Yeah.
And then
just let him do his thing.
And then somebody over here, right?
Yeah.
And then one back
20,000, 10,000. Those were just donations.
Wow. So that wasn't even that was just starting out.
Certainly a worthy
I'm telling
cause.
you, the family. That's what we always come back to. And we had
How about Donovan?
Donovan came on and picked the.
I know, man.
Picked the winner, and you watch him, and then Mom and Dad came up, and Dad wanted to introduce Mom because of all that she did for that daughter and how much respect he has for her. And that family was just so beautiful, and
it's impactful.
It does. You can't.
It certainly is.
The video of the family.
Oh man!
That little girl has been sick since, and it's a good family. I was in that room with Dad. I was going to kid Dad.
Yeah.
Dad's name is Ray. His mom calls him Roy. I was going to hit him with Roy.
Yeah. Just what they go
really
through,
nice. For sure.
and
really nice.
And what the
and again,
does.
what the J Fund does, and what, if you don't know, and most of you from this area who are listening know, but the J Fund obviously helps families out whose children. And we said last night that every It's like every 30 seconds somebody gets numbers-wise, somebody hears your child has cancer.
Yeah.
That's
Tom, tell Jaguars fan what your opinion is on what the ceiling for this football team in the nucleus and the young quarterback as it grows. I mean, how high can the ceiling be, do you think, for this group and where they're headed?
Well, the first thing I would say is when you go back to, Trevor Lawrence, and you talk about you're not going to win anything without one, okay?
Right.
Okay, so you got to have the quarterback, you got to have the pass rusher, you got to have some cover guys, and you got some people that can run down the field. In this day and age, you got to be able to go catch the football. But to me, that for that young quarterback to come back, the score before the half was the key.
Yes.
No doubt.
Talking about the Chargers game,
Yes.
27-0, 4 first half interceptions.
I mean, I was wondering if he was colorblind. He was hitting them right in the numbers.
Each one was progressively worse. It was not a good feel.
Hey,
I never asked Doug Pederson this, and I wondered about this, and we talked about this, but it was close to being, hey, Trev, let's live for another day.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. No. It's playoff time.
Yeah.
It's playoff time. You're going to live or die with how you got there.
Really?
So, but what's totally impressive
right.
when you listen to what the players say is that Doug's always the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even when he's correcting or when he's congratulating or when he's, whatever. That's rare.
Yeah.
I mean, from where I came from.
Right.
Yeah.
When you're not doing things the way you're supposed to be doing them.
Yeah.
We could never tell when you were unhappy, Coach. I never saw it. Yeah.
You got the hammer out. I mean, that's just kind of the way it is.
Yeah,
that's
for
the way
sure.
it is.
Oh, yeah. And you talked eloquently about him last night as well and how impressed you were with the job that Coach Pederson did for the Jags last year. And again, the comeback wins and being able to stay even keel.
See, that's what – but what I spoke about was the fire in the belly of the fans.
Yes.
Why? Because
we've
all been sitting there waiting, where is the never say die?
Right.
A year ago, 2 years ago, they would have packed it in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it would have been lunchtime at the local,
So exciting.
So
games.
when you display that, never say die. You come back out 27-7, whatever, and then win it in the fourth quarter. Those fourth quarter wins, Dallas, and all those things that people said, they can't do that. Oh, really?
Yeah, they have a bunch of them. Tom Coughlin and Doug Pederson in a very special two-man fraternity, by the way. You know which one that is?
Yeah. What?
Beat Pelly in the Super Bowl. That's what. Two-man fraternity right there, my brother.
Only one beat him twice. You mentioned something about the quarterbacks, and I was curious. Next 10, 15 years, you just said you got to have one. Is there a scenario where if you don't have one, you can win?
No, I don't think so.
Very
An
hard.
average guy.
More than ever, right?
Yeah, it's happened before, but I don't know that.
Yeah, but it's moving in the other way.
I know the training
it's
now.
All the skill and all the – but the interesting thing, when you think you got all the answers, you're the great.
Yeah.
The two biggest plays in the playoffs and the Super Bowl this year was Mahomes running.
Yes.
And that's part of the quarterback position now, too, that's different.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Even the good ones can scoot.
But you don't run them to make a living.
Right. For sure.
You run them when the plays are there to give you that advantage.
Right.
But
that's a good point.
Yeah. Trevor had a run like that.
I still worry.
Yeah.
I still worry about – I loved what Jalen Hurts said.
Yeah.
He said, we win or I learn.
Yeah.
He never mentioned the word lose.
Yeah.
But
that kid, I think you would love to coach that kid.
I already do because his dad was a coach.
Yeah.
And he was this high.
But think about him he's the man at Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
They take him out of
in the championship
big game.
Yeah.
The other kid comes in and wins it.
Right.
He never flinched on the sideline. That, to me, told me a lot about that kid.
And then he came back the next year.
This is as a 20-year-old. He's not pouting.
No.
That's
rare.
Rare.
Easy to root for. Easy to root for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
But
so
he also said, and I love it, and I think every high school coach in the world ought to have it up on their – and I'm paraphrasing.
Yes.
But he said, I don't do it to make people love me.
Right.
I don't do it to make people hate me.
Right.
I don't do it for whatever reason you want to come up
Right.
with. I do it for the guys in that locker room.
Yeah.
When they hear that,
Yeah.
and they see the quarterback do the things that that kid does.
Laying it out.
You know, and I'm surprised they didn't change the rules.
He mentioned Harry Carson. Harry Carson comes every year.
Sure.
Last night, and he was talking about that. And you can talk about Harry, but he said he took care of the locker room.
Yeah.
Right.
He had a presence.
Yeah.
And he did.
Oh yeah.
And it was like his chair was up above. You know the.
You kind of had teams need that guy.
Not many. There's not many guys who you look at with such reverence who's your teammate.
That's
right.
right.
That's the feeling I got with Harry Carson. And the Giants.
And you know, if you listen to Michael Strahan,
yeah, right.
He comes in as a rookie, and he said, "I got to deal with Harry." You know, I got to
get the coaches.
And Harry, you know, and Harry's like I said,
he's an intimidating dude.
But
too.
Harry's not he's not a coach, and he's not trying to be one.
Right.
But he knows what it takes to win championships.
Right.
And it's not going to be tolerable if you're not one of those. You know, and that's all I ever wanted.
Yeah.
You know, if I would say. If you're here for the same reason that I'm here, you'll never have a problem with me.
Right.
But if you aren't,
you will.
We'll have some issues.
I could sit on the porch and talk football with Tom Coughlin for the rest of the day, but we're gonna, I guess, have to let him get on to his hosting duties with the Tom Coughlin J Fund. You can stay as long as you want. We'll keep going.
You're always welcome.
I
want to say publicly thank you to Dan and Brian Sexton for their contributions and the job they did last night.
Every year, for a lot of years.
But every year, but Dan mentioned gets better. These guys get better every year.
Well, good.
And this thing we do in the beginning where we introduce all our celebrities, that's not easy now. That is not easy.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm on their butts too because don't leave anything out because I want them to come back the next year. You know, so and it's
I get my
interesting to watch.
I get my phone call from Coach before the event. My motivational, how you doing phone call, which I always enjoy. Don't screw it up is what he's basically saying.
Yeah.
But they listen. Again, we're just small cogs, and everybody. But
we all are.
Your daughter is. And we talked about it last night. She's so special, and your family. I know it's a labor of love, and I've always told you this, and I always will. And you said it last night in a lot of ways. They don't remember. You know, the Super Bowls are great, the accomplishments are great, but serving others, helping others is what it's all about. And to me, what you did for Jay and the McGillis family should also never be forgotten because
it's not.
He even talked about what was on Jay's tombstone.
Yeah.
And his mom, God bless her, still coming. And his whole family.
She's a great lady.
She is a great lady. And I kind of zeroed in on her a little bit when you were talking about, and I just can see what it means to her every year. But it's your greatest legacy, Coach. It really is. And what your family should be so proud of all that you guys have been able to rally the troops up and accomplish here.
What is amazing about Pat McGillis is when you listen to a mom who's lost a son.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They never.
If you're a parent,
it's that.
Yeah, you
it
can't
never.
You can empathize.
You don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
And then the siblings, the way they were.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Kathy moving in the room with Jay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
What an impact it has had.
It resonates every year more than once here on.
You know what she told me the other day?
What?
July 3rd, 2023 is 31 years.
Wow.
That he's been gone.
Yeah.
Well,
and as a parent, you said, never
feels
goes
like
away.
yesterday. Well, we just talked about high school basketball games 60 years ago. Imagine a child. I mean, seriously, it feels like yesterday. I'm sure.
How about this one? So I spoke to a Boston College Wall Street group a couple of weeks ago. Okay, and the president of the university was there, Father Leahy, sitting right next to me, and I gave him the story of the 1993 greatest win in the history of Boston College football. And the field goal, that was made at the end by David Gordon.
Beat Notre Dame for folks that don't know.
The ball was on the 31-yard line.
I got to let you tell me one more thing. And I don't even know if you have one off the top of your head, but another guy who comes here every year, last couple years, is Flutie.
He's the one that and I whenever I see him.
Yeah.
You can't imagine somebody like Doug Flutie.
Right.
Doug Flutie has run 5 marathons.
Well, that was what I was going to say. as an athlete, people don't understand.
Yeah.
What an unbelievable. So I saw he was playing in some baseball league, hitting 500 or something a couple years ago.
No, he played he dons the uniform.
Yeah.
And plays in tournaments.
Yeah.
Hardball baseball. He's 60. And he gets his two brothers to play with him. They all play.
Yeah.
The Flutie infield.
Darren Flutie, remember the brother?
Darren the receiver. Yeah.
Oh
and there was also a story. Remember this story with Flutie? You'll remember this.
Yeah.
About 10, 15 years ago, he was at a major league game and he got 2 foul balls in the same game.
Because he had his glove with him.
Right. He had his
glove.
He did.
He was sitting
like a child.
Like a kid. He is a kid.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about Doug.
It's unbelievable. But
the
guy,
he's a surfer.
Yeah.
He's a surfer.
Uh-huh.
He played hockey. I'm sitting in my office where I'm the head coach, and he comes back after the offseason. Don't forget, he played 12 years in the NFL, and then another, 10 or whatever?
21 professional football seasons.
Yeah. In Canadian football, he come back in the offseason, he's in the intramural hockey league. Yeah. Playing hockey.
And you see him in.
Weren't we 5 or 6-0 going up to Buffalo one year, and Flutie ran one in, bootleg one in?
He bootlegged us.
No, it was in. Thurman Thomas went the wrong way, and he was smart enough to just put the ball under his arm. And
it's always another layer.
And he beat us.
Yeah.
He beat us with that play.
I know. It was 17-16 or something, wasn't it? Yeah.
We were 5-0. Yeah.
I remember.
I was
remember that. Yeah.
He is, but he was, I mean, again, you look at that guy.
But he's not only that.
Yeah.
He bubbles with enthusiasm.
Yeah, I bet.
About life.
He's a likable dude, for sure.
And I mean, he is.
I had to bring him up.
There's
too many good.
Well, he's the reason.
Yeah.
He's the reason for me.
Yeah.
Who the hell was I?
Yeah.
I was nobody. We were out of job.
Yeah.
The head coach at Syracuse resigned. We were done. You know, Dick McPherson came in. He interviewed everybody like they all do and get all the information. Didn't hire anybody. No, he kept George O'Leary.
Okay.
Kept George O'Leary.
Kept George.
So I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've only been 50 miles one way and 50 miles the other way from my hometown.
Yeah.
I don't even know if anybody knows I exist as a coach.
Yeah.
You get a call from Jack Bicknell. I go down and I interview with Jack. I didn't want to go to Boston College.
Yeah.
I played against him all my life, and I coached against him. Jack offers me a job.
You see this kid.
I go to Boston College. Recruiting's almost over. They bring in this 5'9" kid. They say, okay, so he's the local quarterback. We get out there. He's 7th. He's running around. The helmet's pretty much bigger than he is. He's the 7th quarterback.
Yeah.
We go down to Penn State, and he goes up and down the field. Jack comes in the next day, and he goes, "Whew, what are we going to do now?" He says, we got these 3 senior quarterbacks that are all pretty good. John Lockery had won a lot of games the year before. Okay. But what are we going to – Coach, we're going to play the young guy. The rest is history.
Wow.
Jackie Sherrill comes over and says to me, did he throw the ball behind his back? Yep. Yes, he did, Coach.
No. Yeah, good play.
And then Jackie Sherrill takes the job at Texas A&M. You remember that?
Yeah.
The highest paid coach.
Yeah.
Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler are not paid as much as Jackie. We go down there. We go down to play them in the opener.
Uh-huh.
It's 97 degrees at night. They said these northern kids, they can't play. We beat them 36-16 or some damn thing. And Flutie was the first time we ever ran a naked. Flutie was in the end zone before they even knew he had the ball. It was unbelievable.
Oh, that's great.
He's got to go. They're giving me the high sign.
I've been noticing.
You got to go.
I tried to look out for him.
You got to go, Coach.
Trying to look out.
All right.
All right, one more thing. Nah, go. Hey, we appreciate you. God bless you.
Great catch up.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, man.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for all you do for the J Fund.
You bet.
Sure. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. We are live at the TCJ Fund Golf Extravaganza. Back with more next.